Alright, it's DJ Danny C here. Just showing off a MIDI controller that I just picked up from my local Long McQuaid store. Now, I'm not going to be a person that's probably going to be using this for music anytime soon. I'm still trying to develop my mixing skills, so I want to be able to get my mixing skills under my belt before I actually start looking at doing sampling, generating music with samples, or using this to introduce samples into a song. The main reason I bought this, it was on sale. It was a damn good deal. It was in the clearance section. It had just been opened. This whole DMX lighting thing that I've been doing with my lights with FreeStyler, it's been alright. I mean, it certainly hasn't been the best in the world, but I do use FreeStyler. I actually purchased a dongle from USB King. It is just an open source DMX dongle. Instead of investing a lot of money into DMX before I realized if I liked it or not. Now this little thing right here is actually treating me very, very well. I'm very impressed with it. As you can see, I got it plugged into my DMX cable there. And it just goes in via USB. So, typically before, all I had to do was actually go into my cue settings. And if I wanted to start a cue, I would have to hit play. And then in the dark, while doing a gig, if I wanted to switch to lighting scene or the lighting setup or whatever, the chase sequence, I had to actually go in and then manually change it. And I experienced issues with the multi-cue setup in the past. So, as you can see, I got a quad phase over there in the corner, DMX'd into this as well. I didn't want to have to constantly be searching for my mouse, looking for my mouse, make sure that I'm actually hitting the right button. So I went ahead and purchased this MIDI controller. Now, what this MIDI controller does is I've actually gone ahead and programmed it. All I have to do is hit the button. When I hit the button, it actually toggles the sequence that I have engaged. Now, I've experienced issues in the past, like I said, with multi-cue, but this should rectify the problem. If I simply just press that, then it will start a chase sequence. What I've also done up here is I've also set this knob right here as my master tempo. So if I'm using this, I'm also adjusting my master tempo of my sequence. Now this does adjust every sequence that's active. Depending on what you have active is what's going to happen. Now, I've got my programmed in my Revo and my quad phase, just so they show as sound active for now. I'm not trying to get into too much detail. This was just for a proof of concept. So if I want to turn on I believe this is my quad phase. I just simply hit that button. As you can see the quad phase going around. There we go. There's a better shot of it. So that is my quad phase it's on. Now that's sound active, as you can see. Excuse me. What I've also done is programmed in my Revo that is sound active as well. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here, but anytime I turn my Revo on... whoops, wrong one. Third one's my Revo. That's going to be a big problem, is actually memorizing his buttons. But turn on my Revo. Boom. So now I have my Revo. But my Revo, when I turn my Revo on, it automatically turns my quad phase off. But if I want to go back and turn my quad phase on, I can do that after I turn my Revo on. So then I can have all my lights. Now I can slow down my tempo if I wish, or I can increase my tempo for the light change, or I can slow it down. So this is just a little tip for you guys out there that are using FreeStyler. This setup right here, I'm looking at $100. All said and done for the USB dongle and this right here, and then the cables obviously are extra, but you'd need the cables regardless of what system you have. We're going to give this a try. I soon hope to invest in a little bit more higher end controller. As for what I do right now, I believe this is probably the best option for me. I'm not getting into 100% DMX, but I just like to have that little bit of control over my lighting, so that way I'm not actually turning the lights on and off, especially when you use like a switch source. Why is that not turning off? That's odd. Oh. If my master intensity is at 0, it won't, or my master speed, it won't turn the lights off when I toggle it. Anyways, like I was saying, this is the best spec for me right now, just because I like to have a little bit of control. It's just complex enough, but yet simple enough, so that way I can control things the way I want to. And it allows easy use. And hopefully I can put this right by my mixer, so I can go right above it. So, you know, I'm mixing a track here, mixing a track here. I can go up, hit the button. Go up, hit the button. I hope to program one of these with strobing, or if I can do all at 100% in white, just a master override button, just so I can flash it, and also hold it for a blinder effect if I need to as well. Anyways, more that I find out, I will certainly let you know. It's TJ Danny C, and peace.